Soon the LA City Council will light up the pot issue once again. How can you legally buy it and who can legally sell it? Joining us, blogger and veteran investigative reporter, Charles Feldman. Charles, Happy New Year. Thanks for being here.
Happy New Year to you too, Fred.
All right, first things first. Confusion about what the definition of a dispensary is. But what about the doctors who write the prescriptions? Is that the problem?
That's part of the problems, and one of the things that I wrote about only about a week ago in one of my columns, that these doctors, they charge you anywhere from $50, sometimes as much as $300. I went to a number of them for a documentary I did about 2 years ago with Dan Rather, of all people, and I went in with a wad of cash from one doctor to the next, made up all kinds of illnesses. You name the symptom, I had it. Nobody gave me an examination. Nobody asked any questions about medications I was on. All they did was they gave me the letter of recommendation, is what it's called, to get medical marijuana. And in many cases, when I said, Doc, I don't really want my name associated with this, either they ripped up the record that they were making, or they actually, one guy put it through a shredder machine bigger than something that they might have at the Pentagon.
Really?
Yeah, it was actually kind of incredible. So there was no record of all of this. Nobody asked, do you have any kind of a medical condition? Maybe do you have, asthma? Maybe you don't want to be toking on a joint, for 5 times a day. Nobody cared. All they wanted was my money, cash, no credit cards, no checks. And in return, I got the letter of recommendation. I walked out at the end of the day. I had enough to buy enough marijuana to last me for probably a decade.
Okay, so we've got about a minute left. You got the prescription, off and running you go, and you can get it. Of course, the city's position is that these dispensaries should not be profiting from selling the marijuana. But you could buy pot for five years and be just fine. So somebody's making a profit on this thing.
Absolutely. And in that sense, the district attorney of Los Angeles County, Steve Cooley, is absolutely right. The law, as it was made years ago, after the proposition was passed in the state, the idea was to help ill people who need it get marijuana, not to have dispensaries make a profit. Almost all of the dispensaries in L.A. make a profit. And I'll tell you one thing really quickly. When I did that documentary 2 years ago, there were 25 marijuana dispensaries in the city of L.A. Now there are an estimated more than 800 in the city.
Right. And I know they're trying to knock that down and prohibit the number of dispensaries in the new year. Charles, good job.
Yeah.
Thanks for doing this. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, we'll talk to you again.